Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
And thank you very much, Beth.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, details on a deadly plane crash in Arundel this week that claimed the lives of 2 people.
Plus, a famous Maine outfitter is urging Mainers to get outside to improve their mental health.
And support for Maine lobstermen continues to brew, including one business that's serving up a special brew. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson.
And I'm Beth Jones, in today for Miss Emma Smith. Thank you for joining us.
I think she has certainly earned a day off, been working hard today. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Thank you again for coming in.
No, it's been great to hang out this morning. We've been having some good times.
This is my first week back really anchoring or anything. It's been a while, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing, so it's good to have somebody here that knows.
Yes, I like to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, it helps.
All righty. Oh, well, I think we're kicking things off with a look at the forecast.
Let's take a look at the forecast. Looks like maybe a little rain later on. Here's Devin.
And thank you very much, Beth and Craig. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Alrighty, a little bit of fog developing in a few spots this morning. Right now, at least according to the map, we're sitting a little bit near Bar Harbor. Don't be surprised throughout the entire viewing area if you do notice a little bit of fog as you do head out the door for work or school this morning. If you do, take it slow. Allow a little bit of extra time. Low beam lights or fog lights will be the best thing to use. Do not use those high beams. That'll make visibility worse. Otherwise, though, we have increasing clouds moving in from the southwest going toward the north and east, and some rain off toward the north. We'll have our chance for some rain showers coming up today, especially during the afternoon period as we have this front right about in here that's going to be moving from the west to the east. But it's the only thing going on along the coast right now. Further down toward the south, everyone else looking pretty good thanks to high pressure that's parked over there for them. But a few rain showers possible for us today, maybe a few breaks in the clouds as well. We'll have a few more clouds moving in overnight side, especially once the rain ends. But tomorrow, things will begin to improve. As for the winds, not a big deal, though, maybe at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Starting off out of the south, begin gusty out of the northwest, maybe even reaching up to 15 miles per hour in a few areas. So for today, around 70 degrees, mostly cloudy with a few rain showers. A lot of that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period. Alrighty, cloudy skies, a few rain showers, temperatures in the lower 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Beth and Craig.
All right, Devin, thanks so much. Well, turning now to the news. Witnesses were cross-examined on Thursday in the second day of the murder trial of Jessica Williams, who stands accused of killing her 3-year-old son, Maddox. Maine State Police Lieutenant Colonel Brian Scott, Detective Jason Fowler, Major Crimes Unit Detective Nicholas Gleason, and Snowman's grocery owner Lisa Raymond all took the stand Thursday, where they were questioned about the incident and what they remembered. Scott says upon investigating the home, his team found blood in various areas of the house, including the chairs, a dried washcloth in the living room, the master bedroom, and 2 towels in front of the washer. Detective Fowler went into greater detail about which direction that blood likely traveled. Detective Gleason said Jessica Williams fled from the emergency room shortly after Maddox was pronounced dead. He says they searched throughout the Stockton Springs area and were not able to find her. He also read text messages aloud to the jury from Williams to various people involved in the incident. Witness questioning will continue today.
Well, meanwhile, the Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit and Evidence Team continues to investigate the deaths of an elderly couple in Orrington. State Police personnel remained on the scene throughout the day on Thursday. Friends and neighbors of the family came by to show their support, leaving flowers and visiting the house. Russell and Lois Swanson were both 89 years old. They were found deceased by a family member Wednesday morning after residents say they believe they heard gunshots coming from the area. However, Maine State Police have yet to confirm any details about the case other than they're continuing to look into those deaths.
And Augusta police have arrested a juvenile suspect in connection with a robbery at a local convenience store. Police say on September 20th, just after 10 p.m., they responded to a robbery at the Big Apple store on Stone Street. The alleged suspect had already fled the scene when they arrived. Police say they apprehended a juvenile suspect during a vehicle stop on Thursday. The robbery remains under investigation.
All is business as usual at Brewer High School today. A juvenile suspect has been charged after 2 separate school threats were reported this week. The first threat was made shortly after students were let out for the day on Wednesday afternoon. An investigation by Brewer High School and the local police department found the threat to be a hoax, and a short while later, a separate threat was made against Brewer's community school, which was also determined to be a fake. A school resource officer and Brewer Police Department were on duty throughout the day and will continue to monitor the situation. A Brewer student has been charged after the investigation identified the alleged student responsible. That student has been charged with terrorizing.
Meanwhile, the founder of a company that wants to build a salmon farm off Bar Harbor is back in hot water. A Norwegian court has ordered the seizure of assets belonging to Michael Rones. He's the founder and financial partner of American Aqua Farms, a company that has been pushing to build a controversial salmon farm in Frenchman Bay. According to the group Frenchman Bay United, Rones is facing charges accused of mishandling funds from wealthy Norwegian investors. He's now facing a lawsuit, and a judge ordered him to surrender close to $2 million in property to help those investors recover their money. The proposed salmon farm has been met with widespread opposition from those who fear what its impact on the local environment and ecosystems would be.
It's been over a week since a woman was found dead inside a Sanford motel. Since then, the case has gained a lot of attention online. One Facebook group has 1,600 members and counting. Mal Meyer is speaking with the woman's family as they continue to search for answers.
She was funny. She liked to play jokes on people. She was beautiful.
Michelle Medeville says her sister, 35-year-old Elizabeth LaFortune, who went by Liz, had been staying at a motel for weeks with her fiancé. She claims it wasn't working out.
She was trying to get out. She was done.
Medeville says she grew worried after seeing someone was looking for her sister. She says she went to the motel last week as EMS was arriving to the scene.
And I was like, she's dead, isn't she? And he shook his head yes.
An official cause of death hasn't been determined yet. But shortly after her death, police told us they believe this was drug-related. The family believes it was something criminal.
She's never been a drug addict, ever.
Because of all the social media attention, the Sanford Police Department is declining to do an on-camera interview. However, a spokesperson tells me that this is still an active case. Authorities are looking to interview anyone with information about LaFortune's death. Meanwhile, the medical examiner's office determined a forensic autopsy was not needed, which the ME is allowed to do. The family says they had to get a private one on their own.
And there's got to be something somewhere. I don't want her files get shuffled to the side.
We're not going to allow that, and we're going to make sure it doesn't happen.
The family is planning on attending a rally near the police station on Friday night at 5 o'clock. They're hoping it brings more attention to the case.
And that was Mal Meyer reporting. Well, a plane crash killed 2 Maine men in Arundel Wednesday afternoon. It happened in a heavily wooded area just south of the airport in Biddeford, where the FAA says the plane was trying to land. 2 well-known businessmen from Freeport died, and as Brad Rogers reports, investigators are combing the site.
Ken Medore from nearby Weir's Motors says he was the second person to reach the plane in these thick woods, along with 2 firefighters.
On the ground, nose first.
Medore was outside the dealership. He says 30 seconds before the crash, he heard a plane sputtering.
Just heard an airplane sputtering. Could tell it was an airplane. It would rev back to life, then sputter, and it was probably lasted 30 seconds, and then it just was a thump, and it shook the ground like it's probably a half mile from where it crashed.
The sheriff's office says the pilot, 81-year-old Eldon Morrison from Cousins Island, pictured here, and his passenger, 55-year-old Paul Kozel of Scarborough, were killed on impact. Morrison was the founder and CEO of CPM Constructors in Freeport. Kozel was the president of the company and his son-in-law. Pilots at the Biddeford airport who heard Eldon Morrison's radio transmissions to the jetport said everything seemed fine as they passed Portland.
Eldon was based here and he was trying to get home. The weather yesterday was really bad. It was not flying weather.
Investigators have not said if the weather had anything to do with the crash. In fact, we likely won't know the cause for some time now. But local pilot Jack Savage told us in conditions like yesterday, you would want to maintain visibility with the ground through the approach.
If you lose contact with the ground, you don't know which way is up. And if you got slow enough, the airplane might stall, that is, it quits flying. And to regain flight from a stall, you have to put the nose down and get some airspeed up, but if you're too low to do that, you're going to crash.
In a statement, CPM Constructors says they've suffered a tragic loss. CFO Tim Ouellette says CPM is focused on the grieving process. We will be forever grateful for their leadership that built the foundation for CPM Constructors. And Vice President Andrew Kittredge says our team recognizes this is a challenging time, but we know Eldon and Paul believed in our crew, and we will continue to meet their expectations. Maine DOT says their company helped build numerous roads and bridges in Maine. In fact, the commissioner says they also helped reconstruct the new Exit 45 interchange on the Turnpike, something these men were very proud of.
That was Brad Rogers reporting. Ahead of International Mental Health Day, Maine's most famous outdoor retailer hopes you'll make it a point to get outside. LL Bean is partnering with Mental Health America. It comes after Bean's new research showing being outside greatly impacts your well-being, specifically making people more resilient and helping to strengthen relationships. It doesn't have to mean a big trip to Acadia either. Wellness manager Stephanie Harvey says just keep it simple.
Set a goal for yourself. What is important and meaningful for you to find time to experience the beauty and the joy or that awe in those moments outside.
Harvey also encourages enjoying the outdoors with a friend to help keep you accountable. She also says be present, focus on and appreciate what you're experiencing in the moment. International Mental Health Day is on Monday. Good advice indeed. Just get out and enjoy. You know, one of my favorite things to do lately is to head up to the Hirundo Wildlife Refuge. I'm not sure if you've ever been there before.
Not yet, no.
I'm going to be talking a lot about it over the weeks ahead, I guess.
All right.
I'm kind of biased. I'm on the board of trustees up there. But
okay.
It's amazing.
Fair disclosure.
It's an amazing place up there with all kinds of trails. You can get up there and enjoy the foliage. Perfect for this time of year.
Yeah.
Snowshoeing in the winter.
Yeah,
I'll get you up there one of these times.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just getting out anywhere. I can bring the pooch and we can both get a little exercise in. She definitely she's very social, so she loves being outside, meeting dog friends, meeting human friends.
Great for the mind and body, indeed.
It is indeed.
So, it is now 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the latest on the plight of Maine lobstermen and how one business is stepping up to help.
But first, let's go ahead and take another look at our forecast. You can see a few showers and clouds in store for today, but the skies are going to clear up tonight. Nice brisk overnight there, and partly cloudy, a real beaut for tomorrow.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50, but it's gonna take some planning.
What can you do for me?
Make sure your money lives as long as you do. The younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
When Ansley Moore of Better Homes and Gardens wants to know the local forecast, she logs on to foxbangor.com. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. All new Friday Night SmackDown tonight at 8 Eastern on Fox.
911, what's your emergency?
118 is at the scene.
Losing someone out there is never easy.
Bobby! 911 Monday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back, everybody. A local coffee shop is among the many businesses in Maine throwing their support behind Maine lobstermen. The owner of Morning in Paris in Kennebunk says when he saw calls to boycott Maine lobster while fishermen are already dealing with new federal regulations, he decided to brew up a way he could show support, literally. Paul Humphreys says lobstermen he knows like a strong, full-bodied cup of coffee, so he's selling coffee called #SaveMaineLobstermen. Now, for every pound sold, $4 will go to helping lobstermen in Maine to fight the boycott.
It wouldn't directly affect us because we don't sell lobster in the cafes here. However, my view is that the Maine economy, the whole of the Maine economy, will come to a slowdown, a significant slowdown. I think at this point it's immeasurable to see what the damage would do from that.
Well, the owner says the coffee will be available next week, but much like the coffee, the demand itself is very strong.
Governor Mills has created a special advisory committee to oversee funding to help Maine farmers. The PFAS Fund Advisory Committee was created to manage the $60 million being used to assist farmers who are impacted by PFAS chemicals. Governor Mills has also named Beth Valentine as the fund's director. PFAS chemicals include thousands of substances that were used for decades, some of which have ended up in the drinking water and agricultural settings. Valentine will work closely with the committee as it implements a number of programs aimed at helping farmers impacted by contamination. Medical testing, equipment replacement, and soil and water remediation are among the programs now underway.
And the Maine Department of Education is giving $1.6 million to schools across the state for education innovation. It's part of Maine's Rethinking Responsive Education Ventures, or REV initiative. The primary goal of REV is generating innovative remote learning models that provide equitable and high-quality remote learning access to all students. It's broken up into a few categories of extended learning, multiple pathways, online learning, and outdoor education. Old Town High School is among the 12 winners that were announced.
We're now able to tailor a pathway for our students to succeed outside the traditional walls of our schools. The Coyote Online Opportunity students will also have access to all co-curricular activities at the school to continue their passions outside the traditional academic courses.
Well, to date, 39 school districts across the state have been awarded REV funding since that initiative was launched last year.
Well, the time now is 8:17. Wait a second, it's just about 8:18.
Right.
In case you have to be to work at 9, you better step it up a bit.
Indeed, yeah. Knees to chest, people. Time to pick it up. Alrighty, folks. Well, in a tragic story unfolding overseas, dozens are dead following a mass shooting in Thailand.
We'll tell you about that. And also, local hospitals will be better prepared to care for Maine's tiniest residents with the purchase of a life-saving vehicle. We'll have those stories and more as ABC Good Morning, where are we? Good Morning Maine continues. I need some more coffee here, Beth.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Paul LePage keeps telling outrageous lies about Governor Mills and what's taught in our schools.
The people of Maine know me, and they know BS when they hear it and see it.
The truth? Mills raised 5 daughters who went to Maine public schools. She's kept politics out of classrooms, letting parents and local school boards decide what to teach children, protecting Maine's long tradition of local control.
I think the Maine people know that with me, what you see is what you get. I've always told them the truth as best I could. I always will.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes and More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6C and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes and More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
It takes all types to play Family Feud. The sensible brother.
What would you do if you found the top half of a bikini?
Smell it. The Showstoppers.
Shoot, pop.
The Cooks.
Give me a seasoning a chef might name his daughter.
Nutmeg.
Don't do that to your baby.
See who shows up all season on Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Welcome back, everyone. Rio's Spike Cafe in Searsport is gearing up for its one-year anniversary celebration this weekend. General Manager John Sullivan says the restaurant likes to put a modern twist on its variety of cuisines. He says all are welcome to stop by tomorrow to take part in the celebration and to also enjoy some delicious barbecue.
We're going to be having live music, about 4 hours of live entertainment. So we're going to be having suckling pig, free-range chicken, brisket, all the sides.
The restaurant recently expanded, adding a new dining area. The celebration kicks off at 2 p.m. on Saturday.
An effort is underway to get a new neonatal transport ambulance for Maine's tiniest patients, especially in our area. The Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center Auxiliary has pledged to raise $125,000 to support the purchase of the special vehicle, affectionately called the Miracle 2.
It's a replacement for Miracle 1 that is no longer in service because of the age, really.
Well, the specialized transport ambulances are designed to be a mobile NICU with ventilators, oxygen, and more. They are also designed to give a smooth ride over rough roads so that babies can get the best possible outcome.
Just in the NICU alone, we transport in over 150 babies from the northern and eastern two-thirds of Maine who are premature and or sick for NICU care.
Well, the Auxiliary is holding a number of fundraisers. For starters, their annual kitchen tour kicks off November 5th in a virtual format. You can get more information by calling 973-5055, and you've got to hope that they absolutely crush that goal.
Yeah, I have no doubt they will, especially with the Auxiliary behind them. They do a lot of good work in the area.
Yeah, and especially for a cause like that, where the most vulnerable patients, you know, you just hope that they're able to come up with it.
Yeah, we'll have to check back with them, see how it goes. Right now, though, the time is 8:22.
Alrighty, let's get a full look at our forecast.
Alrighty, Beth and Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Alrighty, again, a little bit of fog developing out there this morning, especially near the Bar Harbor area right now. You might see this becoming a little bit more widespread, at least in some spots, so please keep that in mind as you do make that morning commute. A little bit of fog could develop before we're all finished up. Clouds are tracking from the southwest going toward the north and east this morning, and this is ahead of our next system. We're even seeing a few rain showers are developing near Canada and Maine border this morning. We will have our turn for a few rain showers, especially during the afternoon period as this front right here continues to move in, and this will change our lives. These 60s and 70s that we're expecting for high temperatures today will be replaced with 50s once this front begins to move through. But wave heights right now are definitely down. No advisories in effect along the coastline. That around 3 feet right now, even lower closer toward the coast. So the ocean looking pretty good at this point. And high temperatures, yesterday we're in the middle 70s. We're going to be changing in a hurry. We'll do upper 60s to lower 70s for the most part today. Here is the cold front that moves through. This will drop us down mainly to the upper 30s with a few lower 40s. Closer toward the coast, and our average high being 62 degrees. We'll go from the lower 70s today, middle to upper 50s Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday before we're back in the upper 50s Tuesday, and the 60s make a return as we head towards Wednesday and your Thursday. Fall foliage, everything's still looking pretty good for Millinocket. This is released weekly, but again, Millinocket, Bangor around that 50 to 75% threshold. Elsewhere, just below that, we're at around 25 to 45% coverage, and Greenville is at peak right now, so definitely make sure to enjoy the fall foliage before all the leaves begin to blow away. And this is typically about the time where we do peak. It's around early to mid-October. We're in that time frame now. Definitely make sure to get outside and enjoy the fall foliage before things begin to blow away and we get closer to winter. But futurecast moving forward, though, increasing clouds today, a few rain showers during the afternoon period. Also during the evening, so a couple rounds we'll have to watch out for. Clouds break up overnight tonight, but a little bit more may try to sneak in for a while. Then by Saturday afternoon, the clouds get out of here, and that will be replaced with sunshine before we're all finished up. Forecast for today, lower 70s, mostly cloudy with a few rain showers. That south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 30s, a few rain showers early, then decreasing clouds, but a few more clouds moving in later on. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that Ansley Moore extended forecast for you Saturday, with partly cloudy, temperatures cooling off into the middle 50s. We're partly cloudy on Sunday with a slight chance for a few rain showers, temperatures in the upper 50s. Middle 50s on Monday with a partly cloudy sky, and a partly cloudy sky on Tuesday, highs in the upper 50s.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I've been lobster fishing for over 25 years. These out-of-state groups that are funding Jared Golden, they're hurting us here in Maine, and Jared Golden isn't doing anything to stop them. There's the Jared Golden you see on TV, and then there's the Jared Golden that votes in Congress. He's so focused on getting elected that he's lost touch with what matters here in Maine, and we need someone to fight for us. Unless he leaves his party, there's no way Jared Golden can do anything to help Maine. I don't think Jared Golden's a bad guy, but he isn't a good congressman.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of Coastal Auto Parts, Advanced Electrical Services Incorporated, Body Graphics Tattoo and Piercing Studio, JC's Variety, Leo & Sons Auto Repair, R&K Variety, Remax Infinity, and Rowell's Garage and Car Wash. Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that. Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga. Ah!
Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the high school scene here. After a disappointing end to last season, the Herman Hawks are picking up right where they left off, starting the year 9-0 and outscoring opponents 55-5 so far this fall.
Our slogan this year is unfinished business, and we really want to get back there and finally bring a gold ball to Herman.
The Herman Hawks are on a mission.
It's just an expectation that we have.
Yeah, I really want to win.
We want to win every game that we play. We try to win every game that we play.
After their perfect season ended with a state championship loss in 2021, the Hawks are back to where they left off, starting the season 9-0.
It feels really good, and it's a lot of fun to play like that. And when we play our game and don't panic, it really helps us. We've all worked together in soccer for a long time, and having that chemistry, I think, helps a lot.
From last year, the Hawks lost 10 seniors, including the program's all-time scoring leader, Sidney Gallup, but they haven't missed a beat.
Last year, we were very strong. We lost some key players, but these girls have stepped right in. We have 2 freshmen that have stepped up that we knew that would be impact players, but I don't think we knew that they would be this impactful.
At first, we thought it was going to be a little challenging, but we have a lot of freshmen that came up that have really filled in those big shoes.
One of those freshmen, Madison Stewart, has tallied 13 goals and 9 assists already to start her high school career.
It's been crazy. I didn't think I'd make such an impact on the team, but I've definitely had some good games. Definitely during summer season, I got close with some of the seniors, and they have really helped me get my goals.
I think her first game she played, she scored a hat trick, and it's like, all right, Madison's going to be all right.
They also have a senior class of 8 girls who have already been to 2 gold ball games.
The girls, especially this senior class, they have not lost a game except for a state championship game. So that speaks volumes to their talent, but also their hard work.
Including Reed, who's nearing her 100th goal. But that's not her main focus every time she laces up the cleats.
It's always there in my mind, but I'm really it's more of a team thing for me. If I get there, then great, but I think the championship, a state championship, is more of the focus.
Just a couple games left in the regular season. Looking forward to see what the Hawks do in the playoffs. Let's stay with high school sports now. Homecoming week at Brewer. They were hosting Hamden Academy for some field hockey. Broncos and Witches getting after it at Hederick Field under the lights. Beautiful night for it over in Brewer. First quarter, Witches on the attack. Some good defense from the Broncos, but the ball goes out to Jordan Williams, who lifts it into the cage. It's 1-0 Witches. We're going to go to a couple minutes later, still in the first. Hamden with a good chance. Paige Oakes with the entry pass. That goes to Skylar De Silva, who fights it through the defense. We are all tied at 1, but that is when Allie Flagg would take over. She's going to get by the defender here and zip this one into the corner of the cage by the goaltenders. Get a couple high fives. That breaks the tie, 2-1 Brewer. And then Flagg again, beginning of the second quarter. She's in the right place at the right time on that rebound for her second goal of the night. She'd add one more to complete the hat trick, and the Witches go on to win. 4-1 is the final. All right, let's check out some other scores from the night. John Baptist girls soccer taking a 4-0 win over Caribou. In Bucksport, the Golden Bucks taking a 6-1 win over Central. In volleyball, Brewer with a 3-0 win over Nokomis. That is their first win of the season. And then Class C boys soccer, Panquist Valley with a 2-0 win over Dexter. All right, moving on now, let's check in with the Patriots. It has been an interesting week as far as the quarterback situation goes. The Lions are coming to Gillette Stadium on Sunday, a matchup of two 1-3 kind of banged up teams. For New England, they will have a new quarterback in the room. Garrett Gilbert was out throwing at practice on Wednesday. No Brian Hoyer, though. They put him on IR, out with a head injury from last Sunday. Mac Jones was out there, but he was a limited participant, still nursing that high ankle sprain. So that brings us to Bailey Zappi, who was impressive in place of Hoyer last Sunday. And if nothing changes with Jones, it looks like the rookie will be getting his first career start this week.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a little bit more comfortability with it, but like I said, I'm going to lean on my teammates a lot. They helped me a lot at the Packers, and, I'm going to lean on them even more, this upcoming game or whatever it is. And, I'm really excited for just going to practice every day and getting better.
I was going to go into great depth about the quarterback situation, but since you've got another question about the practice location, let's go to that.
Couple jokes from Bill there. That means it's a good day. That is all the time we'll have in sports. We'll be right back after the break.
I have a great job. I get up early, head on out, and I get to work. I install solar panels. They power our homes and give me a great paycheck. When Paul LePage was governor, he opposed projects like this, putting Maine last for solar jobs in New England. He even said that climate change wasn't a threat to Maine. Look, we need more of these jobs, and that won't happen if we go back to Paul LePage.
The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Well, today is Friday, October 7th. It's 8:30 in the morning, so I sure hope you've got a grasp on that at this point in the day. But if you don't, there you go. It's the 280th day of 2022. There are 85 days left in the year, and as you so eloquently brought up earlier, which means Christmas shopping season is quickly approaching.
Yeah, I'm sorry I brought that up. I don't want to think about Christmas quite yet.
I'd rather think about how hungry I am as opposed to Christmas shopping.
Or Halloween.
Halloween is
too.
great.
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Hey, today is National Frap Day. People are encouraged to celebrate by whipping up a frap for themselves, or perhaps by paying it forward and purchasing one for the person behind you in line.
Always great to see that happening when you're out at your
You should have seen the size of hers she brought in this morning.
It was sizable. I'm
lots of coffee.
Very adequately caffeinated right now. All right, well, on this day in 1991, University of Oklahoma law professor Anita Hill publicly accused Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas of making sexually inappropriate comments when she worked for him. Thomas denied Hill's allegations and would go on to win Senate confirmation.
In 1765, the Stamp Act Congress convened in New York to draw up colonial grievances against England. And in 1916, in the most lopsided victory in college football history, Georgia Tech defeated Cumberland University 222-0 in Atlanta. They should have just brought that one to an end.
I don't even know how you get to a score like that. I don't know. I mean, I know it's not called a run rule in football, but mercy rule. That's just it's really just demoralizing. Anywho, let's talk birthdays anyway. Singer John Mellencamp, one of my favorites, 71 years young today.
Russian President Vladimir Putin, nobody's favorite right now, I guess. I should keep my comments to myself. Anyway, he is 70 years old.
Alrighty, and recording executive and TV personality Simon Cowell, 63 years old today.
All right, now let's turn things over for a check of our forecast. Not a great day ahead, but not bad either.
Weekend's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, here's Devin.
And thank you very much, Beth and Craig. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, a little bit of fog developing in a few spots this morning. Right now, at least according to the map, we're seeing a little bit near Bar Harbor. Don't be surprised throughout the entire viewing area if you notice a little bit of fog as you do head out the door for work or school this morning. If you do, take it slow. Allow a little bit of extra time. Low beam lights or fog lights will be the best thing to use. Do not use those high beams. That'll make visibility worse. Otherwise, so we have increasing clouds moving in from the southwest going toward the north and east, and some rain off toward the north. We'll have our chance for some rain showers coming up today, especially during the afternoon period as we have this front right about in here that's going to be moving from the west to the east. But it's the only thing going on along the coast right now. Further down toward the south, everyone else looking pretty good thanks to high pressure that's parked over there for them. But a few rain showers possible for us today, maybe a few breaks in the clouds as well. We'll have a few more clouds moving in overnight side, especially once the rain ends. But tomorrow, things will begin to improve. As for the winds, not a big deal though, maybe at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Starting off out of the south, begin gusty out of the northwest, maybe even reaching up to 15 miles per hour in a few areas. So we're today around 70 degrees, mostly cloudy with a few rain showers. A lot of that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period. Alrighty, cloudy skies, a few rain showers, temperatures in the lower 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Beth and Craig.
All right, thank you very much, Devin.
More detail on that coming. In the meantime, vaping among children is still proving to be a big issue, with a new government study highlighting the increase in teens using electronic smoking devices.
Fox News correspondent Ashley Stromer has the story.
A new study from the CDC finds a growing number of teenagers are vaping, even after federal and state officials jacked up the purchasing age for e-cigarettes and other tobacco products, as well as banned most e-cigarette flavors.
Sometimes it's like in class, which is shocking because the teacher doesn't notice. But most of the time it's like in the bathroom.
Researchers surveyed roughly 28,000 middle and high school students across the country and found 14% of high schoolers said they recently vaped, up from the 11% who claimed to use e-cigarettes last year. Of that group, 28% said they vaped every day. Meanwhile, only 3% of middle schoolers said they recently used an electronic smoking device.
We're still seeing youth who are being caught, using these products on school grounds.
Most of this year's study participants took the survey while in school, compared to most who did it while at home last year because of remote learning. Health officials say kids are more likely to report vaping in school than at home.
I've seen kids, cutting class to go vape, It's just really sad.
And faculty believe more kids may be gravitating towards e-cigarettes as a way to cope with the surge in mental health problems facing children after the pandemic.
I know it's an escape, but it's an escape that is hurting them.
While vaping advocates say the devices are helpful for long-term smokers to quit using actual cigarettes, health officials say e-cigs still cause lung damage and when used by teenagers can actually inspire them to take up smoking. Ashley Strohmeyer, Fox News.
Well, there will be changes to the NFL's concussion protocols after a starting quarterback is injured in back-to-back games.
Fox's Eric Messersmith has that story.
The NFL's handling of concussions has been a source of controversy for quite a while now, and a blow to the head of Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa in a primetime game has reignited a debate about the league's protocols. It was a scary scene when Tagovailoa laid on the ground for more than 10 minutes and was taken off the field on a stretcher after his head slammed against the ground in Cincinnati. The situation further magnified what happened just a few days earlier during the Dolphins' win over the Bills in Week 3. In that game, Tagovailoa also hit his head on the turf and struggled to gain his footing before leaving the field, only to return in the second half. Many people questioned why he would be allowed to re-enter the game, but Tagovailoa and the team insisted that he was dealing with a back injury and not a concussion. Coach Mike McDaniel said Miami followed the proper procedures.
He was evaluated for a head injury immediately and then cleared by several layers of medical professionals.
The NFL Players Association wasn't so sure, launching an investigation into the incident and ultimately deciding to fire the independent neurotrauma consultant who initially evaluated Tagovailoa during the Bills game. The NFL and the NFL Players Association have agreed on revisions to the concussion protocol, specifically adding language that would stop a player from re-entering a game if he shows gross motor instability, regardless of the cause. In Los Angeles, Eric Messersmith, Fox News.
That was definitely a very, very scary moment to witness if you were watching that game, because he was just out. He wasn't moving.
It's
it was
like their worst fear right there.
Horrifying. Yeah. Absolutely horrifying. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, there is still more to come here this morning. Stay with us.
Including your forecast. It's not a terrible day today, although you may want to bring along a slicker. Might have a little rain later on today. And then the clouds clear out a little bit. Tomorrow, a partly cloudy day heading into the weekend. Not bad at all. We'll be right back.
Seniors know a scam when they see one, like Bruce Poliquin.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine.
He says he'll help Maine seniors. But the last time Poliquin was in Congress, he voted to cut $500 billion from Medicare. And he supports raising the retirement age for Social Security. Maine seniors can trust Jared Golden. Jared stood up to both parties to protect Social Security and Medicare.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine seniors earned their retirement.
It's been a great summer at Dorsey Furniture, but it's time to start thinking about fall. Our new fall introductions are arriving daily, and we need to make room. This means big discounts on selected items. How big? Half off. We didn't stop with just a few items. We have marked down every item in every department. Come to Dorsey Furniture during our fall clearance sale and you won't be disappointed. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden.
When pipes froze and water damage ravaged a home, Bouchard Cleaning was there to restore and dry things up. When a home in Wells needed mold remediation, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration performed as promised. From Madawaska to Owl's Head, Ashland to Bath, we've answered the call. More than just a cleaning company, we're restoring Maine. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Hey, I'm Jerry O'Connell. Join me this fall right here on Fox 22 at 10 a.m. for Pictionary.
President Biden is using the power of the pardon to do away with some marijuana convictions. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard has more on who it applies to and why the president is acting now.
Too many lives have been upended because of our failed approach to marijuana. It's time that we right these wrongs.
President Biden has wiped clean some simple marijuana possession convictions. His pardon only applies to federal convictions and those in Washington, D.C. It does not apply to other charges. It's also only for those who were legal residents when convicted. The president says the pardon will help many gain access to employment, housing, education, and even out racial disparities.
While white and black and brown people use marijuana at similar rates, black and brown people are arrested, prosecuted, and convicted at disproportionately higher rates.
The president called on governors to pardon similar state convictions, Democratic leaders applauding the move. Speaker Nancy Pelosi writing, President Biden is advancing racial and economic justice, empowering more Americans to return to their loved ones, find a good-paying job, and contribute to our communities. The Health and Human Services Secretary and Attorney General have been directed to review how marijuana is classified federally. It's a Schedule I drug, meaning a dangerous substance, one that some think is contributing to America's drug problem.
We have a drug problem in this country, and it comes in many forms. People think it's innocent. It's not. It's 20 times more powerful than it was in the 60s.
The Attorney General has also been tasked with developing an application system and a pardon certificate for those who qualify. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Another sign of our changing times.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, I'm willing to bet that's going to be a controversial one for sure.
I'm sure it is.
All right, well, let's take another look at the forecast right now if we can. There you go, overcast and rain. You see a warmer temperature. The rain might have a little something to say about whether it actually feels like 70 outside, but nevertheless, skies will be clearing up tonight, looking at a low of 39, and tomorrow partly cloudy, but overall a pretty nice looking fall day.
The time is now, New England. Medicare annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Hey, I know the glory of a final second win, but don't leave your health care decision up to a Hail Mary. And now it's more important than ever to have a team you can count on. United Healthcare offered some of the first Medicare Advantage plans in New England and is the only company with plans in all 6 states. Now, with more than 250,000 members, they're the leader. But it's not all about being the biggest. Trust me, I know. Sure, all their plans give you access to top doctors and hospitals throughout New England, as well as the nation's largest network of Medicare providers with no referrals. They're also affordable with $0 premium plans in every state, free primary care visits, eye and hearing exams, and no copays for labs, virtual visits, mammograms, and colonoscopies. There's coverage for glasses and hearing aids, and many plans have comprehensive dental benefits. Beyond the benefits, United Healthcare cares. Whether it's diabetes, heart disease, a disability, a knee replacement, United Healthcare has personal navigators, a single point of contact to help you get healthy so you can live your best life. United Healthcare is also the only plan to offer Renew Active with free gym memberships, thousands of online workouts, brain exercises, recipes, healthy lifestyle tips, and rewards for staying active. There are credits for over-the-counter items like vitamins and aspirins and zero copays on hundreds of prescription drugs. You may even get rewards for routine care like annual checkups and certain preventative screenings, all backed by one of the most trusted companies in the country and the Medicare Advantage leader in New England, United Healthcare. Choose and stick with the plan that is in it for the long game. Find out which United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan is right for you. Call 1-800-236-3146 or visit uhcnewengland.com.
President Biden says he's weighing what to do about gas prices after OPEC rebuffed his summertime request to pump more oil and, in fact, did the opposite this week. OPEC's production cut will put pressure on gas prices here, and now members of Congress are putting forth proposals to punish the cartel. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
It is a disappointment, and it says that there are problems.
President Biden said he's disappointed OPEC is cutting oil production, but other Democrats are furious and calling for action against Saudi Arabia.
I don't know whether their motivation was to hurt the American people, but the fact is it does hurt the American people.
This is a giant, glaring message from the Saudis that, no, we don't share your interests.
The administration plans to release another 10 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve next month, but OPEC plans to slash production by 2 million barrels a day. Some Democratic lawmakers want to yank U.S. troops from Saudi Arabia in retaliation. The Wall Street Journal reports the president is also considering scaling down sanctions on Venezuela's authoritarian regime to let Chevron restart oil production there.
Very surprising move, but
certainly one of desperation as oil prices now drifting higher ahead of the midterm elections.
Republicans want the Biden administration to do more to increase drilling at home and make the U.S. energy independent.
We could have other nations dependent upon us. China could be dependent upon us. That would help foreign policy and also make the world a safer place.
Another plan being floated on Capitol Hill is called NOPEC that could open up members of OPEC to antitrust lawsuits. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
All right, now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Beth and Craig, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Alrighty, again, a little bit of fog developing out there this morning, especially near the Bar Harbor area right now. You might see this becoming a little bit more widespread, at least in some spots, so please keep that in mind as you do make that morning commute. A little bit of fog could develop before we're all finished up. Clouds are tracking from the southwest going toward the north and east this morning, and this is ahead of our next system. We're even seeing a few rain showers are developing near Canada and Maine border this morning. We will have our turn for a few rain showers, especially during the afternoon period as this front right here continues to move in, and this will change our lives. These 60s and 70s that we're expecting for high temperatures today will be replaced with 50s once this front begins to move through. But wave heights right now are definitely down. No advisories in effect along the coastline. That around 3 feet right now, even lower closer toward the coast. So the ocean looking pretty good at this point. And high temperatures, yesterday we're in the middle 70s. We're going to be changing in a hurry. We'll do upper 60s to lower 70s for the most part today. Here's the cold front that moves through. This will drop us down mainly to the upper 30s with a few lower 40s. Closer toward the coast, and our average high being 62 degrees. We'll go from the lower 70s today, middle to upper 50s Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday before we're back in the upper 50s Tuesday, and the 60s make a return as we head towards Wednesday and your Thursday. Fall foliage, everything's still looking pretty good for Millinocket. This is released weekly, but again, Millinocket, Bangor around that 50 to 75% threshold. Elsewhere, just below that, we're at around 25 to 45% coverage, and Greenville is at peak right now, so definitely make sure to enjoy the fall foliage before all the leaves begin to blow away. And this is typically about the time where we do peak. It's around early to mid-October. We're in that time frame now. Definitely make sure to get outside and enjoy the fall foliage before things begin to blow away and we get closer to winter. But futurecast moving forward, though, increasing clouds today, a few rain showers during the afternoon period. Also during the evening, so a couple rounds we'll have to watch out for. Clouds break up overnight tonight, but a little bit more may try to sneak in for a while. Then by Saturday afternoon, the clouds get out of here, and that will be replaced with sunshine before we're all finished up. Forecast for today, lower 70s, mostly cloudy with a few rain showers. That south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 30s, a few rain showers early, then decreasing clouds, but a few more clouds moving in later on. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that Ansley Moore extended forecast for you Saturday, we're partly cloudy, temperatures cooling off into the middle 50s. We're partly cloudy on Sunday with a slight chance for a few rain showers, temperatures in the upper 50s. Middle 50s on Monday with a partly cloudy sky, and a partly cloudy sky on Tuesday, highs in the upper 50s.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I've been lobster fishing for over 25 years. These out-of-state groups that are funding Jared Golden, they're hurting us here in Maine, and Jared Golden isn't doing anything to stop them. There's the Jared Golden you see on TV, and then there's the Jared Golden that votes in Congress. He's so focused on getting elected that he's lost touch with what matters here in Maine, and we need someone to fight for us. Unless he leaves his party, there's no way Jared Golden can do anything to help Maine. I don't think Jared Golden's a bad guy, but he isn't a good congressman.
I'm 82 years old, and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
Before and Bath Fitter. Before and Bath Fitter. If you have a before bath, now's the time to call Bath Fitter to get a beautiful after. With our unique tub-over-tub process, there's no mess or stress. Spend smart on a beautiful new bath done right, backed by a lifetime warranty. Join over 2 million happy customers who know it just fits. Bathfitter. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
A new Mystery Machine team, a star penning a memoir, and a big game turned big screen adventure.
Alrighty, that sounds intriguing. Well, Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has all of that in the Hollywood Nation.
Welcome to the White Lotus.
Guests arrive, Velma's friends assemble, and Jada has a book deal in the Hollywood Nation. Jada Pinkett Smith is penning her memoir for next fall. Day Street Books says the actor covers her complicated marriage to Will Smith, among other topics. The publisher adds it chronicles lessons learned in the course of a difficult but riveting journey. A roller coaster ride from the depths of suicidal depression to the heights of personal rediscovery and the celebration of authentic feminine power.
Dear HBO Max,
Mindy Kaling announced her Mystery Machine team at New York Comic-Con. Joining her Velma for HBO Max's upcoming Scooby-Doo Origin series are Sam Richardson as Shaggy, Constance Wu as Daphne, and Glenn Howerton as Fred. The cast also includes Jane Lynch, Wanda Sykes, and Weird Al Yankovic. In today's First Looks, a trailer for Causeway starring Jennifer Lawrence and Brian Tyree Henry. The drama follows a military engineer home from Afghanistan, recovering from a debilitating brain injury, dealing with PTSD, and facing her childhood past. It's in select theaters and Apple TV Plus November 4th.
Whenever I stay at a White Lotus.
Check back into the White Lotus, where Jennifer Coolidge's character Tanya notes she always has a memorable time. The trailer for the Sicily set Season 2 also shows Tanya married to Greg from Season 1, plus intros of new guests and glimpses at mayhem, which appears to ensue when the 10-time Emmy-winning series returns October 30th. And it's game on with the Super Mario Bros. Teaser trailer featuring voice stars including Chris Pratt and Anya Taylor-Joy. The action comedy is in theaters April 7th. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, finally, this morning we're going to end things on a delicious and savory note, are we not?
Let's hear from Mr. Food.
Alrighty.
I know this might sound crazy, but I want you to close your eyes and imagine you're having dinner al fresco style in a small bistro in Tuscany. All you hear is the clanging of forks, the pouring of wine, and the faint sounds of music echoing through the streets. Then, your waiter brings you your dinner, and all you can smell is fresh herbs, the scent of a light tomatoey wine sauce, and the delicate yet distinct aroma of olive oil. Okay, now open your eyes. If this sounds good to you, then you're going to love what we're making today. It's a Tuscan-style chicken dish that goes together like this. After flouring and browning a cut-up chicken in some olive oil, we add some peppers and onions, a handful of mushrooms, a chopped tomato, and a can of garbanzo beans that we've drained. To bring all this together, we top this with some marinara sauce, a bit of water, some white wine, and a few fresh herbs. After this cooks down for a bit and all the flavors come together, we'll take the chicken out and stir in some fresh cream. Mamma mia, does this look good or what? If only you could smell the aroma. Well, you can. All you need to do is visit our website and get the recipe for our Tuscan chicken one pot. And the best part, there's no tipping required. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a truly Tuscan way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And not to toot my own horn, but I bet that would taste even better with my homemade tomato sauce.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't consider myself a chef by any means. It's not my favorite thing to do.
But you know
most
the
of the time because
sauce?
we're so busy.
Yeah.
But, as a person of Italian descent, and all the women in my family have their own spin on the family recipe for marinara, I certainly have my own.